They talk about the very weak weekend in the box office. So these are all they released two new movies. I think they also released a movie called Boy vs. the World, but they don't have it on here for some reason. Then as well, that was a smaller movie. Uh, yeah, but this is the they have released two movies at the box office. That's how boring this week has been. They released Alien and the Mummy, but the number one movie is the Challenges movie. Oh, they did release it internationally. They released it in New Zealand and Australia. So they have this movie does get international release. It's not the Ungentlemanly Warfare. It seems that internationally, no one seems to be interested in this movie all too much. As I've been saying throughout the whole week, that this movie is gonna probably flop and lose a lot of money. I'm not too surprised. So we look at the numbers right now for challenges. It isn't very good. Okay, the movie needs to make $147 million to break even. Of course, because no one wants to watch any of these non-franchise movies, because no one gives a crap what Hollywood puts out anymore, and also because no one has money anymore. Guess what? No one is watching this movie. They can put the biggest actors and actresses all they want, but no one seems to care. Okay, it really shows that actors and actresses don't really care movies anymore, because really a non-franchise movie for a lot of times it's carried by the people who are in the movie. Okay, but it seems that we don't have those anymore. We don't have movie stars anymore. Like they always say we do, because if Zendaya really had a lot of fans, like they said, people say she does, this movie sort of should be making way more money. Okay, that's honestly the truth about this movie. But no one is watching challenges. No one is watching this movie. Only $50 million. This movie makes like $137 million to break even, and absolutely no one is going to see this movie. So some people will say this movie is absolutely like a very woke movie. I think the Phantom Menace probably will, because they say every movie is woke. But either way, this movie's gonna lose a lot of money because no one wants to see it because it's not a part of a franchise as well. Yeah. Next movie is Unsung Hero. I don't think. Oh, this movie costed nothing to make. So Unsung Hero. So this movie costed nothing to make, which means this movie only needs to make like $13 to $12 million break even. Which means this movie will most likely break even by its second weekend, most likely as well. The movie will probably make like $15 to $17 million at the box office, and it'll probably make a little bit of money for Lionsgate as well, which that is pretty good for them. I don't think they were expecting. Like, they even released it in the 3,000 theaters. I don't think they were expecting this movie to make that much money. But yeah, next is Godzilla. They have not updated the international numbers, so will not be updating the numbers for many of these big movies. But Godzilla will likely pass $500 million globally this weekend. It is a massive box office success. Of course, like usual, Godzilla movies don't really have very good legs. But this movie has still made yet another $7 billion with actually a pretty small drop because it's nothing releasing this week. So Godzilla continues to make money at the box office. So yeah. Next is Civil War as well. This movie will probably end somewhere in the 60 millions. If it will load. So Civil War again needs to make like $140 million to break even. It is not going to make that much money as well. No one else outside of the UK really cares about this movie, in Australia as well. But yeah, this movie is A24's biggest movie ever. But this movie needs to make like $120 million or $25 million or so. And I don't think it's gonna reach $125 million. I don't think it will. Which means the Phantom Menace gets another W against the movie industry, because this movie is not going to make money. It is just that simple. It is not going to make money. $67 million as well. So yeah. Then we have Abigail, which this movie continues being a massive failure for the studio as well. This movie is actually having okay legs At least on the weekend it is, but no one really cares about this movie all too much. It's another box office failure. Again, Civil War, Abigail, and Silences all have something in common. They're not a part of a franchise or an IP. As is Hollywood's real struggle. Because they spend a lot of money on these movies too, and no one goes out and sees them. As well. So Abigail continues to be a box office flop. The Ministry of Uncentralized Warfare, well, we're not going to really update this movie because, of course, internationally they release this on a streaming service, which means we don't know how well it actually will make. That's why we're not going to really talk about this movie's box office performance all too much, because I believe we put an asterisk next to its, loss, because this movie released on a streaming service internationally, which is very well, but they still do it occasionally. And this movie is a streaming movie in every other country besides the US and Canada. So yeah, next is Kung Fu Panda 4. This movie will probably cost $500 million globally as well. This movie has really good ratings, considering that a lot of the big YouTubers said this movie was garbage. Well, guess what? The movie has made so much money as well. And it has continued to make money even in its 8th week, which is very impressive as well, considering the fact that, theatrical windows are very short now. But yeah, next month this would be actual competition for this movie coming out, like, if as well as Garfield. So yeah, that's about Kung Fu Panda 4. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire continues to be a box office failure, making only $187 million globally, with the loss of this movie now clocking at negative $63 million. Which means this movie is not a massive failure, but it is still a failure. So yeah. Next is Dune Part 2. Now Dune Part 2 won't load. And Dune Part 2, they have not estimated the global total, but it probably will have passed $700 million this week. Which means the movie will pass $700 million globally and also will pass $800 million domestic by the end of its box office run. This movie is in no theaters anymore. They basically kicked it out of theaters to make room for the movies that make no money, like Challengers. Yeah, I think they were being very stupid for, just kicking this movie out of all the theaters. But we're keeping Challengers, a movie that was a massive box office failure and a massive box office disappointment. And yeah, they're going to have to keep this movie into that many theaters for a while, because this is despite being, let's remember, Challengers had 268 million impressions and only 1.3 million people went to go out to see the movie. Next is Alien. So they re-released Alien in the theaters and it made $1.5 million as well. Again, this is an old movie, so yeah. They also re-released The Mummy, the original Mummy, in the theaters as well. Yeah, actually it's a 1999 Mummy. I don't know if that's the original Mummy. I don't know how old the IP is. But they re-released The Mummy in the theaters. Yeah, I think this is the first Mummy movie. But yeah, they re-released it in the theaters. And it made $1.1 million as well. Yeah. Then we have Monkey Man as well. The movie had no budget, and this movie made $31 million. So this movie has a profit made around at least $6 million, given its small budget. And Spy X Family Code White made $7 million. Again, these anime movies have no legs, so it isn't too surprising as well. And that is it. So we also have The First Omen, which is Disney's failure. No updated international sales for it, and Offer the King is basically out of theaters as well. Yeah, but yeah, another pretty bad week for the box office, and Challenges is a massive box office failure. Does look of Civil War and Abigail. I don't think anyone will remember any of these people. I think people may remember Civil War, but Challenges and Abigail will probably be two forgotten movies that will be sometimes brought up in underrated movies of the year because no one went to go see them. So yeah, that's about this video here. Goodbye.